Chosen ones, empaths, I know you've been through it. I know you've been through hell and back dealing with these narcissists. This narcissist in your life has dragged you through the mud, has caused you pain. But I know that inside of you, at least some of you, will still feel life is empty without them. You know? But I want to bring to your attention, they need you in their life. We don't need them. Okay? And the reason we don't need them is because we create our own energy. We actually supply them, will provide them the supply for them to feel sufficed, for them to function, for them to be able to get up in the morning, you know? Sorry. For them to be able to get up in the morning, right? They need our energy. We're not like that. But the problem is they have more or less made us codependent. They've exploited us through various ways, right? So we more or less depend on them. We more or less need them, well, inverted commas, like we need them in our lives. And that's because they've infiltrated our life and situations in our life. They've infiltrated them and put their mark on it, put their stamp on it, you know? It could be a range of things. So they do this so you have constant reminders of them, you know? Like, it will be things, it could be something like they always prepare your lunch from you. It could be things like, they always prepare your lunch for you. Or they always do this, and on the surface, these can look like really kind gestures. Or say they leave sweet notes. They leave little notes and messages inside your lunch. Or they're very, very useful around the house. Or they'll do certain things, right? But they've actually got a real sinister plan behind it. If we done that, if we wrote a sweet note for our partner and left it in their lunch, or we was helpful around the house, then that's all it is. There's nothing more, nothing less. We're doing something. We're doing something towards our partner, for our partner, not for any gain. But the difference with these lot is they're trying to get gain out of the situation. Now, if you look at an extended period of time, even 6 months to a year, right? Let alone a lot of us have been in much longer situations with these narcissists. So it's more intensified and more to a maximum. They make us rely on them through a myriad of reasons, right? They make us rely on them. And this is what triggers the codependency issues, right? And plus, they're always in our face. Us as empaths, prior to meeting them, even if we think back to the days when we used to hang around with our friends and whatnot, when we were maybe in school and younger years, you know, we might have liked going out with our friends and things like that. But I bet like a lot of us, you know, sometimes we just like to recharge and have our alone time. We didn't know what we was doing at the time, but some days we'll just say, no, I'm staying in this weekend, or I'm doing this, and then you chill at home, watch a film, or you read a book, or you know what I'm saying, like. And that's because what the narcissist does is they see that within us, that we're very able to stand alone, right? And they infiltrate that and make us rely on them. So basically, I've gone a long way around it, but what I'm trying to paint the picture of is these things where you feel empty in life now because the narcissist is out of the picture. This was purposely done. Please press the like and the subscribe button. Help your brother out. It'll take 2 seconds of your time. Thank you. But this was purposely done from a sinister plan to make you codependent. Now, the whole issue of this codependency is a very serious issue, right? You was not always like this. This is grooming. This is manipulation. This is the devaluation. They've done all this and they've trauma bonded you and made you codependent upon them. That's why I even brought up the example of them making your lunch or tidying up the house or doing certain things, right? It's all done with a premeditated plan of making you reliant upon them. They'll make it out that some of you that have narcissistic parents will probably relate to this as well, or family members or friends or whatever. Like, they will do things in life to make you depend on them, only to actually take that away from you at some point, or make you feel vulnerable at some point, you know? I remember, this is more of a psychopath that I dealt with, but I had a few issues around where I lived in the vicinity, right? And this psychopath rushed into my rescue and helped me in the situation. But little did I know that the situation that they helped resolve was actually putting me in deeper trouble. Now, what I'm trying to say to you is, they actually done a good deed, or on the surface, it was a good deed. They helped me out in the situation. But what they did is they made me rely on them, and they made me not be self-sufficient. The same as a parent will do. A parent won't let you, a narcissistic parent won't let you basically think for your own, be independent, be free thinking, have your own path, you know. They'll make you reliant upon them. You know, now the narcissist in my life, the ex-narcissist partner, their mother, I saw their mother prominently doing this to them. At the time, I used to say, look, you don't need them to come around and do this and that and this and that and this and that. It's meant to be us that are together. But the narcissistic mother would always impose and carry out tasks and things like that. And I didn't know what it was at the time. I just knew it was very different from the way that I was raised, because I was raised in a way where I was given my own independence. And naturally, I still get help from my dad and things like that. But I'm trying to say, he raised me in a free way. He let me be independent. He let me have my own thoughts. He let me follow my own path when it comes to God or whatever. He didn't impose too much, right? But this is why the narcissist does this, actually because they need us. So even if this is in a romantic relationship setting, like I said, when they're doing things for you, they're actually doing this stuff for you because they need you and they need you to rely on them, but they're also getting supply out of doing these things for you, right? It's not just like a natural thing where you go and do something for someone. Like I said, like I brought up, like, what I'm trying to say to you is the reason why I brought up the notes is the narcissist in my life used to put these notes, but what they were trying to do was psychologically, they were putting the notes in my lunch, right? But what they was doing is not giving me my space. So it's like, even when I was at work, sitting down eating my lunch, the narcissist was in my mind. And look, I know a lot of you are going to say, wow, that's sweet of them to do that. That's so sweet. Trust me, I used to think it was sweet, but it's not. They're actually doing it to mess with your intelligence, to mess with your mind and infiltrate your mind. They're actually doing these deeds to actually take over your life. Like I brought up the example in my situation where the psychopath rushed into my rescue. They were doing this to take over the life of me, because shortly after and onwards, they managed to take over everything that I was doing, right? They managed to take over all of it through manipulation, through devaluation, and they managed to knock me out of a thing that I basically built up, right? And it all happened by God's grace and blessing. I see the beauty in the detail and I'm not torn up about it. But I'm trying to say the motive behind these individuals in doing this is very twisted, okay? It's very, very twisted. And I want you to understand, the narcissist needs you. You do not need them. They make us rely on them, okay? They make us rely on them. So you need to stand on your own, okay? Now this time that's come around, like basically, by them making us rely on them, we become codependent. Okay? The narcissist is projecting their codependency issues on us. So, the separation that's now taking place between us and the narcissist is God and the universe teaching us to stand alone. Okay? So it's a battle of the mind and soul, but once you overcome the codependency, you'll feel empowered. And this is what this whole journey is about. So from this point forward, no more tears. Don't worry. Someone beautiful will enter your life again. Someone who's not, it's not beautiful again because they weren't even beautiful. But someone will enter your life further down the road. It's never too late, right? I've heard of stories where the narcissist, someone was with a narcissist 20, 30 years and they went off and found someone in their 50s, or they went off and found someone in their 60s or 70s. And now they're traveling around Africa and things like that. You know what I'm saying? How beautiful is that, right? But they actually spent 30 years of their lives with someone, had children with a narcissist. And now the narcissist is all old and haggard and living alone. And this person's gone off and found actually who their true soulmate was. So we can find that. Don't worry about it. Someone beautiful will enter your life. And what we have to understand is this whole journey that we're going on now, whether it lasts a few months, 6 months, a year, a few years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, whatever. If you last this period of time when you're standing alone, it's actually God molding you and breaking this trauma bond, breaking the codependency issues. And this is what this whole journey is about now. The whole journey now is about you standing on your own. Because the narcissist infiltrated a myriad of areas in your life that made you rely on it and bound you through this codependency issue and bound you through these demonic soul ties. If you were in a loving relationship with them, in an intimate relationship with them, they were putting these soul ties on you. Okay, so this journey that we're on now is about us standing alone. So I want you to embrace it. I want you to feel empowered. I want you to embark on your healing journey. I want you to embark on self-love, and I want you to enjoy it as best as you can, right? As best as you can. Enjoy your space. Enjoy the time alone, separate from the narcissist. No longer miss the narcissist. They want you to feel like you need them. They're projecting the fact that they need you. So as I've mentioned in a lot of my videos, if the narcissist is off, they've gone with a new supply and whatever like that, or they're trying to tear you up, they're trying to make you miserable, let them go. Focus on yourself. Focus on your healing. By you disengaging from chasing after them or pleading with them or trying to sort things out, it will create an energy shift. They're going to come running back to you in a matter of days, months or whatever. They're going to come making their return back to you. Yeah. Some people get hoovers all 10 years later and that, okay? So leave them to their own devices and work on yourself, work on your journey and try and break this codependency that you have. Because another thing is, we can't be codependent moving forward. We can't move forward and meet someone else if we've suffered with codependency issues, because even if this person is a loving empath, we're going to turn that relationship toxic by having our codependency issues meeting a fellow empath. It's better for us to be liberated with ourselves and then move forward and meet someone else, and we don't have that necessity to have the codependency attachment, the attachment with someone. We have a loving bond. It's different from an attachment, right? Having this need and this attachment to someone, okay? You know what I mean? Having a loving bond is totally different to that. So we need to work on that, because this is all destruction of the narcissist. The narcissist has left us in that way. It's nothing at your fault. It's nothing that you've done wrong. They've made you that way. They made you codependent upon them because they're projecting their own insecurities onto you. So anyway, I'll leave the video there. Please press the like and the subscribe button. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for your love and support. If you would like to donate to the channel, you can find the details in the description box. And if you would like a one-to-one session, you can find the details in the description box as well. Anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.